Hey family, it's Tasha. Let me talk to the person who feels guilty, confused, or even heartbroken right now. Because you know God is telling you to distance yourself from certain people. Obedience isn't always loud. Sometimes it's a quiet ache. Sometimes it's sitting with the reality that a friendship you poured into, prayed over, and tried to keep alive is no longer part of the path God has you on. But hear me. When God separates you, He's not being cruel. He's being intentional. And today, we're going to unpack why certain people can't go where God is taking you, and how to walk in obedience without carrying shame, guilt, or bitterness. To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven. Seasons change, not only in the physical environment, but also in the spiritual realm. One day the Lord may have you being extremely vocal, and the next day He may have you sit back and observe. One day the Lord may have you in a season of lack, and the next season your cup is overflowing. If you're really on this faith journey, the Lord will have your assignment waiting for you when you enter the next territory. Sometimes assignments are people, and other times the assignment may be a place. You may be in a season of learning, testing, and refining. The refining will always require sacrifice. Every branch in me that beareth not fruit, He taketh away. And every branch that beareth fruit, He purgeth it, that it may bring forth more fruit. As you begin to pass tests and you move into the next phase of training, the new version of you may no longer be compatible with people you associated yourself with in the previous season. Your mentalities may no longer align. Your healing may aggravate them. Your obedience is now at the forefront of your life, and they are still stuck doing the same things they were doing this time last year. Everyone has their own rate of growth and willingness to submit to the process. You might just be elevating a bit faster than your current circle of friends, and sometimes you're advancing by leaps and bounds. And then you have those people who don't want to change. They don't want to put in the work that you've been putting in. They refuse to grow. And some of them may even resent you for putting childish ways behind you. Your growth exposes their stagnation. God desires to cut away that spiritually dead weight. And if you don't cut them off, their dead weight will begin to pull you back into old habits. They want to keep hanging out at the same holes in the wall. They want to keep drinking too much. They want to keep stirring up confusion. They want to keep fornicating. They want to remain in comfort and familiarity instead of adopting habits that will allow them to grow closer to God. You may or may not receive revelation about why God required you to walk away, but never forget that He knows and sees all. Sometimes friends, family members, or romantic partners are involved in things that you aren't aware of. They may be dabbling with witchcraft or flipping tarot cards in their spare time. He heard the conversations they had about you when you weren't around. The reality is, there can be many reasons that you and a particular person no longer align. They may not be bad people, but your job is to trust that God knows what's best. Have you ever befriended someone and you noticed that you felt heavy or drained around them? On the surface, the relationship seemed harmless, but you couldn't quite put your finger on why they made you feel uneasy. Some people are literally spiritual vampires, and they will suck you dry if you never catch on to the spiritual transfer that is taking place. You'll start to notice that the conversations are not productive or solution-based. Instead, they involve gossip and complaints with no intention of fixing the problem. You will notice that they are dumping their heaviness on you without your permission, and they never stop to ask you how you are doing. Some people may feel or show intimidation by your spiritual growth because your new convictions make them feel guilty. God will begin giving you signs that it's time to separate from this person. Warnings. Warning always comes before destruction. Don't allow loyalty to the wrong people cause you to fail. Eventually, your discernment will uncover true intent and motives that you were blind to in the past. Many people have familiar spirits operating through them, and their sole purpose for getting close to you was to extract information. This is particularly true for those so-called friends who always want to know what you're doing and what you have going on. A million questions about your life and whereabouts. They need to know everything concerning you. Eventually, the Lord won't allow your spirit to be at ease until you're disconnected from this person. The Holy Spirit may begin dropping things in your spirit about this person, or give you a dream showing the person's true nature. The most pressing thing that you'll notice is that you feel peaceful when you limit communication. That's the smoking gun to the mystery. Let me pause right here, because I need you to hear this with your whole heart. Obedience doesn't mean you're heartless. It doesn't mean you didn't love them. And it doesn't mean you're a bad friend. Sometimes God will ask you to walk away from people you still care about, not because they're evil, but because they're no longer aligned with where He's taking you. And that's a form of spiritual maturity we don't talk about enough. So if you're watching this and you've been wrestling with guilt, release that. If you've been second guessing yourself, take a deep breath. God is not leading you into isolation. He's leading you into alignment. And listen, if this is resonating with you, stay with me. We're about to get into the signs that God Himself is orchestrating this separation and how to move forward with peace instead of regret. Most people won't understand, and there's a good chance that they will take offense to you when you announce that you are ending the relationship, the friendship, whatever it is. Most people lack the spiritual depth to understand that it's not personal. It's strictly business, the Father's business. For all they know, your departure is in their favor. There is still a responsibility that you carry to do your best to not speak and deliberately hurt someone's feelings. No matter the situation, you should still be operating with the fruits of the Spirit. The best thing I can suggest is that you be honest about the why and be firm about the finality of the decision. God may allow you and this person to reconnect at a future time, but there is also the possibility that this is the end of the road. If you were on the fence about this person to begin with, their response to you breaking away will tell you who they really are. It's not your job to argue or to offer a lengthy explanation. Obedience to God needs no defense. You will struggle with your own emotions, especially if this person hasn't done anything wrong. This is where I believe many people get caught up. They start compromising their obedience to God to keep relationships intact. Yes, you have free will. You are free to choose, but you are not free from the consequences of your decision. Being in good standing with God should matter more than you being in good standing with men. And don't allow the process of stripping away to have you become bitter towards God. You may not understand why He is asking you to cut people off, but He intends to work everything out for your good. Trust that whatever He is doing will work out for your greater good. You'll understand later why separation had to occur. Sometimes God has to break your heart in order to save your life. After the separation comes elevation at the appointed time. As you begin focusing more on God and staying in His presence, He will begin revealing more to you about where you are going and why it was necessary to part ways with certain people. The person you had to let go of may not have been the culprit. It could have been someone they were attached to that was attached to the wrong person. The possibilities are endless, but obedience was still necessary. There are rooms that the Lord wants to place you in, tables that He wants you to be the head of, promotion that you never imagined. Your name has been mentioned in rooms you've never entered, and they've just been waiting for you to show up. God's hand is on you, and He will align your steps to accomplish His will. Coming to the end of yourself is so important. How can God take you where He intends for you to go if you won't loosen the grip that you have on your life? He knows what's best, but you have to stop fighting Him for control. He isn't going to fight you for you. The old version of you must be stripped away. The stripping process is painful, and you'll find yourself resisting at times. But then you'll surrender again once you remember why you gave God your yes. If you want God to use you for His purposes, then you have to submit to doing things His way. Family, if this spoke to you today, don't leave without letting me know in the comments. What part of the message hit home? And if you are in a season where God is shifting your circle, you're not walking alone. Make sure you like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this video with someone who needs clarity in their separation season. This is Ask Tasha, where faith meets real life. Stay aligned, stay obedient, and stay close to God.